Hi, love. Today I'll be talking about 10 simple things I'm giving up to succeed. And I'm on a journey to improve myself, a 90-day journey, and I am on day 18, I believe, and we're just going to get right into the video. Let's start out by not being perfect. I mean, what a fitting thing to say because I'm on the journey that I'm on. But yeah, like perfection and thinking I need certain things before I can create or show up on camera or show up in general or make friends and things like that. So yeah, perfection I'm throwing away. The next thing is faking it. And I mean, it's simply what it says. If something is bothering me, I'm going to mention it and really deal with it and not talk about it anymore. The next thing is waiting for things to just magically happen. This is a big one for me because I'm one of them people, I'm like, I'm gonna wait for the Lord, especially because I've had situations in the past where I just went and did what I wanted to do and it didn't quite work out. But I understand now that faith without works is dead. So if you want something, go towards it, and then, you know, it will happen. Like, some things can happen if you just wait for them, but most things that you want in life, you have to at least put yourself out there and seek for it or go in the path, you know, to get said thing. Oof. This is a good one. Need an approval. Again, I decided to join in on this journey because to some extent I was looking for approval, and you know, whether it be from the people around me and the people on social media, and now I don't care. Like, I mean, I don't mean to say it in a rude way, but things are not gonna get done unless I pursue them, unless I do what it takes to have those things or for those things to happen in my life. Next one is need an approval from others before you can do stuff. I think I've kind of been broken up with that as far as on social media. Now, I still ask my husband and things like that, his opinion, but I'm starting to trust myself more, especially with my age. Like, I shouldn't be asking everybody what they think I should do. I should just do it. Like, if it's something I really want to do, I should just pursue it, and whoever support it, whoever doesn't. Next one is fixating on my weaknesses. Of course, I don't really mention this. I don't think I really mention my weaknesses on social media, but they were there and they were heavily affecting me, especially things I've done in the past. I mean, you have to forgive yourself and just move on from whatever it is. And forgiveness of myself is something I would say I'm further past, you know, not forgiving myself, but it's still a work in progress and things like that, especially with things I've done and just things that has happened in my life that were my fault. So yeah, forgiving myself and not focusing on my flaws and things. This next thing is blaming others. Of course, forgiveness of others is something that I was vocal about, especially when it came to my parents and things like that. My siblings I don't really talk about my siblings. My siblings are not in my life. Only one of my siblings is in my life, and I love him and things like that. But I feel like siblings are not like parents. Like, your parents chose to have you in most cases. Siblings are just your siblings. They most of the time didn't have anything to do with you being born and things like that. So forgiving my parents is something I have completely, I can say at this point, forgiven them, and I've just accepted at my age that, like I said, they're estranged and, you know, they don't want anything to do with me, or they don't want to be present in my life and things like that. So I've been able to not or stop blaming others, especially for decisions I make at my big age. Like at this point, at some point, you have to take accountability, and that's what I've been doing lately, is taking accountability and asking the Lord to really search my heart, and being intentional about asking the Lord to search my heart and work within me and work on me. We're going to get to the next thing, and that is avoiding change. Of course, a lot of people probably struggle with this. I definitely was struggling with this because I feel like I have been applying to the same jobs. Well, I'm not currently applying to jobs, but when I was applying to jobs, I was trying to get a job or in a career field that I feel like the Lord allowed me to part ways with. Now, the reason why is because of my disobedience and things like that. And there were just steps that, well, there were just things that I did to disobey the Lord, and He allowed things. So, yeah. I have kind of gotten away from, avoiding change. I feel like if you avoid change, then you probably will never reach the level of success that you want to achieve in life. And I've just accepted I'm going to go with the unknown. I'm going to just trust my Creator to do and place me exactly where I need to be. The next thing is minimizing myself. That's another thing that I have been doing. Deep down inside, I know what I'm capable of. I know my potential, and I know what I can learn and be great at. But I, in the past, tend to not really go full force in something, especially if it's not people around me doing that same thing, or I don't personally know someone that's pursuing a certain thing. I tend to minimize myself. And also, another thing, this has something to do with what I'm talking about, but it's kind of off topic. Another thing that the Lord has been convicting me of is sharing my blessings. Even if I know, even if I think even if I think there are people that follow me that are not where I'm at in life, I'm just going to share what the Lord has done in my life, and like as pertain to what I have, like my husband, my family that I've created and things like that. I was keeping that, I don't know how to put it. I was just having, what is it called? I can't think of it. I'll put it down at the bottom if I think of what I'm trying to say. But I was just keeping my blessings to myself for fear of making someone else feel bad and things like that. But moving forward, I'm going to share as I feel comfortable within myself to share things. I'm going to just share them. Everybody is at different stages in life. This next thing will probably be the last thing that I mention. If not, I will mention the other things. But thinking that I can't make a difference in life and things like that is, especially with me being a Christian, and there are people that trying to discourage people. There are people that are saying they're Christians and just doing things that are kind of questionable as pertain to that. They tend to like disregard you or discredit you, even if the Lord sent, which I feel like the Lord sent me to do certain things and speak of certain things. What I was noticing, and the reason why I got away from strictly Christian based content, was because when I shared my testimony, it's like nobody cares if you don't look a certain way and you're sharing your testimony online. It's like they kind of do not care at all. And I would say that has kind of discourage me from feeling like I can make a difference in the world, especially as pertain to my faith and just, where I should be in life as far as my faith is concerned. But yeah, that will, like I said, probably be the last one that I mentioned today. I hope that you guys like this video, and I hope you take something from it. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.